Alright, what is up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We've got never mind. Okay. I'm just a little frustrated, but okay, so this is the first time we bring in Omega into Alliance War. I wasn't too comfortable taking it into the last one, and this was kind of a somewhat easy first two fights. Gonna boost up. I have half suicides on. That's why my attack is at 4,800. I think normally with full suicides it's over 5k, like 53 or 54 with boost and all. And yeah, we're gonna use a Mega here. He has 120k health, so it's a little bit more than I was expecting. And yeah, it didn't go as well as I was hoping. I know he does have the protection on, but I think the other thing that threw me off is the fact that yeah, everybody is like running Limber. So getting off my, getting as many spores on the opponent as possible it just wasn't happening. So yeah, so against this this mole man, he's only got 10, and so I'm like, damn dude, like we're really not doing damage. I throw my heavy and also put it in with my or combo it into my SP2, and I'm blocking so that he can keep taking damage from the spores. But yeah, as you can see, he's really not taking damage. So I'm also opting to block the end of his SP1 because it doesn't do a lot of damage, and I'm just trying to get spore damage. But as you can see, yeah, he's really not taking much. So I block the ray, make sure I'm out of the way here. But yeah, he just keeps throwing his SP1s, and I feel like, dude, like this guy's power gain, I don't know if it's just me. And then I end up getting clipped as well. I just waited a little bit too long on that parry, going for my SP3. This will at least heal up the damage from adrenaline. Unfortunately, it killed, so I didn't get any more regen. So yeah, went down to 52%. Pretty clumsy fight on my part. If I just waited too long on that parry stun, even though the guy had a Limber. Okay, on to my next fight. It's Havoc. Now, I really doubt most people would have gone with Quake, but I felt pretty comfortable, honestly. There's also a really easy Havoc to get to in 6.1.6, and I actually tested there. So what I tested is the detonation damage. So this was 0 points in Science Serum. I took 8,500 damage, and then with 4 points, which I have unlocked, I actually take just under 7k damage on his plasma detonate. So those are the two things I tested. This is like I said, guys, everything I do is like calculated, and I want to make sure everything works out. Because that way, if plan A doesn't work, I can try to think of something up as a plan B. So I'm playing this stun immune, and then as soon as he gets stunned, I knock him down, and this actually turns off the node because of the concussion. So now it's pretty much just a Havoc fight, and I didn't notice for a little bit that the node was turned off. And then I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. Going for a reparry there, he gets a little stun. Bait his SP2. Now we're really good position because we have some power on us. He doesn't really have any plasma either, so if he does gain it, we have the ability to also turn it off. Accidentally threw with my heavy there. I thought he was gonna land the second part of it, so I was anticipating the evade into the evade on the heavy on the last part. He throws his SP1. I'm like, oh great. Alright, so he's gonna have a lot of these charges. So I know this SP3 stuns. Just gotta push him a little bit. He's down to 10% health, so we're not doing bad at all. And we're at like 90. We're at 90% health. So I'm like, oh, like we're doing pretty good. Just wait out here, let the stun expire or the detonate expire. Almost there, 6, and there we go. So finish off the fight with 93% health. Hardly took any damage. It's mostly chip damage. Alright, on to our next fight, and this is actually a Weapon X on Encroaching Stun. Actually made a huge mistake here. So, the way you play Encroaching Stun with Quake is by... It's by waiting like 8 seconds and then you start to heavy. And that pretty much sets you up in a really good position to bypass all of the Encroaching Stun for a couple rounds of it. So I'm gonna use my regen boost because I am boosted with some of that health, so it will regen me a little bit. But yeah, so everything here was pretty much calculated. The only thing I didn't see coming was a little slip up, and I'll talk about it more a little bit later. So the plan here. As soon as we get into the fight, I want to boost a little bit more attack with, because with Quake, boosting your attack is the best thing you can do, and try to not boost with health, because you're, especially if you don't have a double immune, boosting health with full suicides is really bad, generally. Okay, so we're going to heal up to full, or damn near full. We're a little boosted up. We have plus 35% more attack. We have 35% more health as well. We're going to use this combat regen, even though we're going to be at full, but with the boosted health, we are going to lose a little bit of health to the half suicides that I'm running, but we should end up at full. Okay, so right now we're not doing anything, waiting to the 52 mark and start quaking. And so this pretty much sets you up in a really good position. After this, you pretty much just want to play stun immune. I believe I do end up going for some parries, and you'll see that it pretty much times out really well with the encroaching stun. And now, because he's gone into his berserk mode, every time we evade, he's gonna get more charges. So it gets really hairy. And yeah, just play stun immune Quake for the next 2 minutes, and that's pretty much what I gotta do. As you can see, the concussion is lining up pretty well with the encroaching stun. He's down to below 50%. I'm thinking, okay, we're doing good. This should line up well. Nothing to worry about except for me messing up, and even if I take a combo, I should survive. It's hard imagining me taking a combo and then just dying from like, I forget what I had, like 45k health or something. So he's down to like 25%. He has a lot of charges, so he's definitely not going to become unblockable anytime soon. And there we go. Encroaching stun pops literally 0.2 seconds before my concussion. If I had used suicides, I would have taken that fight down. If I had used the Power Star 1, I could have taken that fight down. And yeah, just maybe even if I put 5 points in Limber, I might have survived. He would have, just that stun is so ridiculously long that the opponent can put in 3 full combos. I was so annoyed. I actually may or may not have messaged one of the game developers and told him I wanted to delete your video game. But we didn't. Well, I did do that, but I'm just looking. Dude, this guy has less than 30k health. Less than 30k health. 17% health. So heal up Omega a little bit. Play it real slow. Just let the I just let the spores do all the work, take him down in a couple of hits, man. I was beyond annoyed. I was like, there's no way. So next time I take that fight, full suicides, because against a rank 3 man, and because I have to play stun immune, stuns last a lot less. And concussion lasts less too, because the more aftershocks you have, the the higher the chance that the ability pops, and it just stuns are longer, etc. It's a lot easier if you can stun. So I just pretty much have to have more attack in order to solo that fight with Quake. So next time, I'm not sure if I use Quake or if I use Warlock. Warlock is pretty brainless. You just pop an SP2 200% boost and a Power Star 1. Alright, so we're gonna go on to our last fights. It's a Medusa and Captain Marvel on this Path 8. And essentially, every time they pop a buff, we're gonna get a weakness. However, I did test this out as well, and Omega's spore damage actually does not go down based on his attack, which is pretty interesting. So we're pretty much gonna be doing a lot of heavies, and yeah, trying to be staying close. Except I'm not really timing well the heavy attacks, so yeah, our spores are falling off pretty fast, which is pretty unfortunate. It doesn't really matter how many weakness we have. We're gonna pop an SP3 soon. Going for this heavy. Now this, we're actually doing somewhat decent damage, so it's like 600 to 700 every tick, which is not bad. Okay, going for another heavy, and again, all these guys are on max limber, so yeah, the timing for everything is just different. So going for an SP3 here. So even though this is not going to heal me, it is going to power drain her a little bit. I was kind of hoping it would trigger the auto block as well. Now this is also going to remove the weakness that we have on us. Again, my Omega is only signature level 64. Which is really, really low. I was looking at a max signature, and so the level 64 versus a max signature one. So mine does about 1k every second. A max one does like 2,500, so it's a lot of more damage. And then we take a combo here by accident. We pretty much just dashed back at the wrong time. And then we're just gonna go for parries. Going for heavy, and then Living Strands ends. I go for an SP1. It regens me a little bit. Back to 57. So yeah, just a couple mistakes playing Omega on limber is essentially what it is. I feel because if I were to use Omega anywhere else where there's not limber, I do pretty fine, I would say. I ended up taking Winter Soldier down like 45 hits with Omega. It was for a full synergy team. However, I was able to keep up these spores pretty well. So yeah, it's just a Alliance War experience. It's pretty important for Omega, especially because you can get limber or stun immune or whatever the hell. And yeah, staying close to him is really, really important. All right, so next up is Captain Marvel. This was kind of a confusing placement for me. Because Captain Marvel doesn't get buffs unless she gets into binary, and even if she does, it's I believe I can't remember if it's unique buffs. I think it's unique buffs though. So the one Fury is not that much. If she gets indestructible, maybe, but yeah, for her to get into her and do a binary with 5 Furies and indestructible, so she would get the constant power gain. Yeah, I would have to push her to 25, and you just don't see that happening. So yeah, I just heavy her, parry heavy, and just keep that spore damage going. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, that placement didn't really make sense to me, because she never got binary. 145k health gone pretty easily, and that, yeah guys, that is it to the Alliance War. Played Omega pretty sloppy, and that Quake fight, man, or the Weapon X, if I had more attack, man, I would have soloed. So that makes for the second death of the season. War number 7. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.